Hey, beauties and cuties. Welcome to Coach LeAnna Speaks, where we talk about life because life be happening. So, today's topic I'm not very familiar with. Let me give that disclaimer before we start. But there was a question that was asked of me about it, and I thought, why not talk about it? So, today we will talk about interracial dating. To do it, not to do it, why or why not? Come on in. Let's talk about it. Cause life be happening. Hey, beauties and cuties. Welcome to Coach LeAnna Speaks, where we talk about life because life be happening. Hey, y'all. So, today's topic was about or is about interracial dating. To do it, not to do it, why or why not? So, as I told y'all in the introduction, there was a question asked of me about interracial dating. I am a single woman and I have a business friend who is actually in an interracial relationship. And we were at a business meeting one day and she asked me, have I ever dated outside of my race? And my answer was no, because I haven't. And she asked me why. And I really couldn't come up with a real good answer for that, right? The only thing that I could come up with was growing up, my mom and my dad, when they were together, always preached to me about the importance of Black love and how it was important to keep it together. So I always maintained that Black love was the best love because that was what was poured into me. I never looked outside of other race love because it's always been poured into me to stick with your own kind. So I told my business friend that, and she was just like, oh, okay. Well, now that you're older, have you ever considered it? No, I hadn't. No. I don't know. You know how when you're raised and when you grow up, the things that are instilled in you are usually hard to break and move away from because it's all you know. Now, I've had my share of relationships and they've all been with Black men. And it's not easy. It's challenging, yes, but I've never looked at a white man and was like, "Oh yeah, him, that's it," right? So it's funny because I asked her, "How did you end up with her now almost her fiance?" And she said they worked together. And she said he pursued her for a long time because, like me, she was Black love is the best love. So she was always going after the Black guys. And she said eventually they became friends and their friendship blossomed. And the rest is history. And I can understand that because usually, isn't that how building a relationship works and how it goes? You meet a guy or a girl and you start a friendship. That's always is what I always tell people is the best way to initiate a relationship. It starts in a friendship because that builds the foundation. Because in a friendship, you're learning one another outside of the extracurricular relationship things you could do, right? So it's good to build a friendship because now you're learning one another. You're interested in each other's lives and thoughts and how things go. And yeah, that's great, but I don't know. That's why I said this is a topic that I am not familiar with. I have not flirted with anyone outside the race. I've none of that. And, and it's the funniest thing is my siblings, my brothers, I should say, because my sister, she dates black men too, but my brothers have all dated outside of their race. And I have interracial nieces and nephews, right? So it's not that I'm opposed to it. It's just that I've never done it. And I'm like, I don't know if that's something I wanna do. I don't know. I don't know which way to go with this. I always say what God has for me, it is for me. But God also knows I love me a black man. I do. And I haven't given up hope on them, even though some days it could be hard, right? But I haven't given up, and I guess that's why. And then I think for me, I also look at the fact of the way the world we live in, right? Now, I have relatives who are dealing with the racism of dating outside your race, right? Because that comes with the relationship. So you have to deal with that. I tell my kids that, love is who you love who you love, right? So I don't try to instill in them the black love is the best love thing, because I don't want them to go with what my parents instilled with me. My parents grew up in the 60s and 70s. So of course they grew up during a time where racism was high, and it was an era of things going on that black people weren't a part of, right? And we were fighting for our rights, and we were fighting for a lot of things. So I understand now as an adult why my parents always said black love is the best love. So I don't instill that in my children. I tell them, love is love, because it is. If the person is going to be right to you and do well with you, then hey, that is what it is. But these are the stipulations and things you have to deal with when you decide to date outside your race. Like I tell my boys, their daughter might love you, but her family might not accept you. You have to learn how to deal with that. The same with women, their son might love you, but his parents and family may not accept that. Because a lot of times it's symptomatic. It's just symptomatic, right? We have to think about the things that are put into us that keeps us saying, well, like I said, my parents put in me black love was the best love, which makes that dims my view to say, hey, I can date outside my race, because now no, all I'm focused on is black men, right? So I tell my kids that love is love, right? But you have to always be prepared for the things that come along with dating outside your race. It won't only just be their family. Sometimes it'll be your own family. Sometimes it'll be your friends. Sometimes it'll be strangers on the street. So you have to be prepared for all those things that's going to come along with dating outside your race. I always think about also, if I'm dealing with an issue that comes from and stems from something going on in the black community. We've had a lot of police brutality. We've had a lot of these different issues, and we're not able to elevate the way we want to. We're being withdrawn. We're being held back in so many different areas and ways of life. So if I'm having a thought about this and a feeling about this, am I truly going to be comfortable to go to my white boyfriend and tell him this without being offended because he can't see it from my point of view, because he doesn't understand my struggle? So these are things that I think about. I might be over the top, and I might be too much. I don't know. Like I said, my disclaimer, I'm not familiar with this area, but I wanted to talk about it because it was asked, like, would you do it? I don't know. I love my black men. So because I do, I can't say that I would be open to it. But you just never know, right? So, the question that is asked, have you dated outside your race? How did it work? Do you feel the black love is the best love thing? Or is your mind programmed because of the way your parents put in you, because of how they were raised? Does your relationship work? Do you deal with a lot of backlash? Things to say. How do you keep that together? Like, these are questions that I would love to have answered, because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I remember, I will say this, when I was a young girl, I remember saying I was going to get me a light-skinned man. Yep, I wanted a light-skinned man with good hair so I could have some cute kids with cute hair and good hair. That's exactly what I said. And I was younger. He wasn't a white man, but he was a light man. And I ended up having 3 kids with 2 black men. And I have kids with good hair. So that taught me, didn't have to get a light man with good hair to get what I wanted, because I got it anyway, right? So I don't know. Teach me, y'all. Help me out. Do y'all date outside your race? If so, how's it going? To do it or not to do it? What holds you back from dating outside your race? Because I told y'all what holds me back. My mom and my daddy, and neither one of them are here. But even though they're not here, it's programmed in me. So I'm like, I don't know. Nah, not had a man. No, I can't even say that, because I've had a couple white men that hit on me. But hey, I don't know. I don't know. So what are your thoughts? Let me know. I want to hear about it. I want to know how you feel about it, because maybe you're more in tune with this topic than I am, because I don't know. But when the question was asked of me, it got my mind going. It had me thinking like, I don't know. So anyway, that's all for this week. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me some comments. Tell me what your thoughts are, okay? All right. Every day that you have breath, you have purpose. Thrive in that. Be great in that. Greatness lies within you. It's just waiting on you to unlock it and level up. Until next week, love you. Bye. Mwah.